She got her hands on my body and she got me. Trouble with my baby, and she don't care. Let me explain. She dance like a freak. She dance like a freaka. She got her hands on my body and she got me. Trouble with my baby, and she don't care. Let me explain.
Hi, I'm Mary.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Gillian.
I'm Rivka.
And together we're Fufu and Tibs.
Do you think? Thank you.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you to our one fan. Woo!
Number one fan.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this is very different from recording in your bedroom, eh, Gillian?
Like
Very
on her
different.
mattress, lounging, eating snacks, just
Cackling.
Yeah,
But we
it's
wanted
terrible.
to start by saying some shout outs. So shout out one to all of our parents who are present
Yes.
and are finding out today that we have a podcast.
Yeah, true. My mum has told me all week that I'm a star.
Hey.
Yeah.
And secondly, Kate. She's going to hate us for this, but
Yeah.
Kate works at
Girl, I
JD
see you.
Sports. Where is she?
She's
Let's
at the
point her
back.
out.
She's at the back.
There she is. So Kate works
Superstar.
at JD Sports. She's the sweetest girl ever and is actually the plug for this whole collaboration. So thank you, Kate. Also want to say a big shout out to the rest of the JD crew and to Space Between. So the people you see hopping around. So that's Nike's agency here in Australia. And they've done all the work behind the scenes to bring this event to life. So we just want to say a big thank you, because obviously it's an honour for us to work with such reputable brands.
Definitely.
Also, a massive thank you to the vendors providing all you guys tasty treats today. Jebana Coffee, my people dem. We've got Jamaican Delight, Sphero Barbecue, and African Bite. So a big thank you to them as well for keeping us all nourished.
Yes, and a thank you to all the experiences and the collaborators that we have that are bringing you this awesome event. Vicky from Mannequin Hands, thank you. Connor from Stacks Creative on the portrait illustrations over there, thank you so much. And the people down there that are doing the mural.
Yeah.
That's Maddie and Yazzie from Yali Creative. So just keep your eye on that space. They're going to come out with something amazing. And of course, to our all-female DJ crew,
Hey.
DJ Christelle and DJ CMJ, thank you so much, girls. We appreciate it.
When we were given the brief for this project, it was very important for us to have an event that reflected us. We know some of y'all aren't here for that, but
Some. No, I'm kidding.
That's the reason why you see that we have Ethiopian coffee and we have African food around, we have Caribbean food, because that reflects us, and we really wanted others to experience that, not just our listeners, but everybody else to experience what we want to experience and like to experience on a daily.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so thank you again to all our listeners, the three of you guys that have come.
Stop.
Because we already know what you guys are here for. You're here for the dance. So. But you're probably wondering why our faces are even plastered on all these walls. Like, who are we? So we thought we'd just give you a bit of insight into who we are. So we're Fufu and Tibs, and the reason why we came about is really because of Vanessa, but I'll get into that later. So I got into podcasting maybe 3-4 years ago. When I say podcasting, I mean just listening to it. And it was because my brother's girlfriend, actually Karina, shout out to you, girl. So I was like, huh? My name's Mary, why? Oh my God, sorry about that. My brother's acting a fool, bro. So I was like, what is this purple icon that it keeps on coming on my iPhone? Like, what is this? She's like, oh, it's like the radio. Like, and I was like,
You sound like an auntie, bro.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. So then she sent me like links to This American Life and like if anyone listens to that, no? And then I Googled like black podcasts and I found The Read and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So they talk about their experiences as black people in America. And I was like, oh, that's like usually the general discourse when it comes to black people. So I tried to Google people down under, like African Australians that might have a podcast, and I couldn't find nothing. Even out of desperation, I went to go and see if Fuzzy, Agola from TV Hits, because she's the only black person I knew on TV. So I was like, oh, maybe she has a podcast. Couldn't
Nah,
find nothing.
nothing.
That's random.
So,
What?
yeah.
Like of her.
Because she's the only black person I saw on TV.
At that time.
At
yeah.
the time. What do you mean at that
Fair.
time? Man, I don't see anyone else. But so that's how I got into podcasting. I was like, oh, I might just do this on the side, you know, a bit of a recreational activity. I just start my own. So I asked Gillian, I was like, what do you think? And she's like,
Yeah, cool.
Vanessa. Yeah.
No, I was like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, whatever. Like,
No, I didn't ask you to join. I said,
no,
what
I
do
know,
you
you
think?
said you were looking for people, and I was like, oh, I didn't think of you like that, but whatever.
Yeah, it
That's
was
what you
just
wanna
like
do.
a side hobby, like just a place to talk stuff and talk about relatable African content.
Yeah.
And then Gillian was like, oh, Vanessa wants to start something. And that's how
She's pretty much the mastermind
behind all
this
of it.
podcast, yeah.
So how did it come to mind for you?
I think two things. So for anyone that knows me, they know I overwhelm myself with projects that no one asks me to create. So if I have an idea, I just kind of feel like I need to execute. And secondly, and probably most importantly, I think I don't like to always look outside for black representation when I know that we exist here and our experiences are very unique and also deserve to have a bit of a spotlight. So in 2016, I co-created with my brother a web series called Say It Loud, and that's how I met Rebke over here. And that was really rewarding and hard. We didn't have any grant money or like any backing from corporations or anything. So I was like, when we finished it, I was just like, oh, what about a podcast? Like it's just audio, you just talk crap. Surely it's not that hard.
so easy, you know?
Well, the way we've been humbled since then
Right.
is actually laughable.
It's work. Like,
Yeah.
people say, oh, they want to start podcasts. I'm like, yeah, start it. But the work that involved, like, for us to even get together, Vanessa
Crazy.
calls it an extreme sport.
It is, but
Because we live really different kind of lives. Like, one's studying, we're working full times, one's got kids, and it's just to even make it happen. And then in my bedroom as well. Like,
Yeah.
On
Any
her
episode you
king-size
see,
bed.
it's recorded on Gillian's queen-size bed.
Yeah, on the ceiling
King,
portion
thank you very much.
King, sorry, King.
Let's be clear.
King.
don't come and embarrass her.
I know, sorry.
Lowering
She's
the
not a
standard.
brokey, she got a king-size bed.
Thank you.
Not a brokey.
And I think for us, it's more about the impact over popularity.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
even just having one person come up to us and say we relate is the reason why we started this in the first place. And
Yeah.
that's how Fufu and Tibs was born.
And the name is probably confusing to a lot of you who are probably neither of Ethiopian or Ghanaian descent or West African descent. We actually had someone DM us the other day addressing us as Fufu. They were like, hello, Fufu. And I'm
You're like, no, baby.
Fufu is not a name. So the name of our podcast is derived from dishes from our respective cultures. So Fufu is a Ghanaian dish, and Tibs is an iconic Ethiopian or Eritrean dish, which is made out of beef or lamb. And we decided to, channel both of our heritages via food for our name because we thought that represented us really well.
Gillian, do you remember what you thought Tibs was?
Don't come embarrass me
This
now.
girl thought Tibs was beef
stroganoff.
Look, I didn't know what it was, and then when I
Uncultured
Googled,
swine,
and then I
right?
was like, oh, so it's maybe like beef stroganoff.
No, babe.
I don't even know what that is myself, but anyway.
Well, you too, uncultured swine.
Wow.
So that's where our name is from.
Yeah,
But yeah.
So
for you.
Vanessa didn't really mention how she met Rebka. So Rebka did this amazing article for The Guardian a few years ago, which was talking about her experience being black in Australia and kind of some of the struggles that we face. And I think for us, this has really turned 360, or like we're following some wave of evolution, because over 10 years ago, I started this blog called Afro-Eclectic, which focused on like black creative stories, and like at the time blogs were popping, Blogspot, WordPress and whatnot, it was popping, and that was the medium to go with, right? And then Vanessa started the web series, and because webs were popping 3-4 years ago, and then it now moved into podcasting. And with Rebka, it's like at the time where she wrote, writing was the way to go, and it's like now we've evolved and it's turned into this podcast. Like,
That's actually such a good point.
yeah, the four of
We
us
just
would have
evolved.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
just move with the times because you have something to say, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you have something to say, what will work to communicate to people and whatnot, and really like what works for us as well as individuals, because it's like Mary said, she listens to podcasts. Rebecca's an avid listener to podcasts as well, and there's a few that I listen to.
And I don't listen to podcasts.
yeah.
Not even
But
my
then she'll be
own.
coming to tell us what to do.
I know, and
Don't
she-
make it too long. You're talking too
no
much.
one wants to sit on a podcast for 2 hours.
All right, I get it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's the main reason as to why we started, just to voice our struggles as black people down under. Yeah, just a vent, because we know that if we don't create that space, like no one's really going to do it for us. So we're just like, well, why not? So one of the struggles, like, I mean, we have struggles from day to day, microaggressions, for example. People touching your hair unsolicitedly.
Yeah.
People just knowing about like one migrant story. So just asking if you know you came but as a refugee or something like that. It's like, I tell you I'm from Ghana and you tell me about your surfing trip in Senegal. Like, this is not like, it's just unnecessary. So I think that's the place that we vent as well, just to let all our other African brethren know that you're not alone in this struggle. Honestly.
We're struggling
What
with
are some of your struggles though?
I think a big one for me is like not having like a squad of people like me. Like I have bits and pieces of like people that are similar background, but it's nothing like, I think times are changing now. Like when I see, like if you go to Blacktown and West Point, there's just like a lot of African kids like moving in packs.
Say something else.
Yeah, another word for that. But yeah, moving in packs, and I just did not have that when I was that age. I kind of had to like, I asked for like a pack of black friends. They're like, all right, we got like 2 Pakistanis, a Fijian Indian, and 1 white gay guy. Take it, leave it. Shout out to them though, they're here today. But yeah, it wasn't quite what I ordered. It was just what they had in stock. So, you know, they've got much more supply these days. But for those of us who came up in that time, I think we kind of lack the camaraderie of having a big black squad or a girl squad that
we missed out on.
You missed out on, definitely.
Yeah. And just even having spaces like this. I used to live overseas, and like every weekend you could find a space like this.
Where did you live? You love dropping it. I'm so surprised.
I wasn't planning to today.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to hide it.
She lived in London. London girl.
Yeah, so this was normal, like to go into an event and see people that look like you and the room full of people that look like you. And without it even being a proper plan thing either. It's just, hey, Gillian, you want to come through? There's something happening. But it's really difficult for us. Hence why we said that it was important for us to have an event that reflected us, because we don't get this. And we don't get these opportunities. So for us to get it, we're bringing everybody on board. We're calling 100%. All our friends, everybody.
Yeah. I think you guys have all brought up important points, which I do agree with. I feel that whole other aspect, especially when I travel. It's almost like you kind of have to justify how you can be black and African and live in Australia.
Yeah.
Because even in 2021, people still asking, oh, you got black people down there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, babes.
All the time.
Or people meet you and they don't associate your accent to being
like
Aussie. Like it's not possible
it's
that
not
you could be
connecting.
black and Australian at the same time, or even be born in Australia, let alone that.
Yeah. Also, it's just the small things as well, like access. Like, I just want to be able to go and watch Insecure and other black shows without getting a virus on Mr. World Premiere.
Or a busty Russian saying she wants to chat with me. Like, please just give me the streaming link
Like,
and
I
let me
literally
watch
just
it
got rid
go.
of the virus last week.
Wait, so we've been screenshotting
So
each
you
other.
legit had a virus?
Yeah,
No,
we
I
both
don't.
did.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No.
Nasty sites will give you a virus. Like, it's like freaking LimeWire back in the day.
LimeWire.
That one killed your computer, bro.
But I thought Apple products don't get viruses.
That's
Well,
what I
I
thought
mean,
too.
it just populated our calendar with, just call us
Stuff.
for sex and rubbish stuff like that. We're like, oh my goodness.
Asian girls in your area, all that kind of stuff, yeah.
It was a lot. But yeah, stuff like that. Hair products.
Hair.
When you walk into like Priceline and you see beige.
The
and then
makeup
black
even,
one.
you don't even see your color. You see the color palette thing and it'll keep going. You see all the colors and then it gets to your color and it's not there.
Yeah, out of stock.
But I feel like it's getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Fenties, the
that's
MACs.
because of like Mecca and stuff. So
High-end. What about
But
if I
it's
want
not-
a cheap foundation?
Yeah,
bar? You know what I
drugstore
mean?
foundation. Like,
Then
just
go to
go
Gloss. Wait, does Gloss exist?
It's gone now, babe. R.I.P.
sorry.
to Gloss.
The babes, I don't know where they're getting
Yeah, it
their
was
contacts
good.
from then.
Yeah.
Contacts. That was never
Them
me.
BYS contacts.
I still have BYS blush, bro. That Gloss was the thing, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty good though.
It was. She was out here. But yeah, the hair thing was a struggle. Like I remember in school, I had like half straight, half curly. I tried to do a fringe and it wasn't working. And I had like all the breakage from the front because of the relaxer. My friend used to call me a Teletubby because she's so rich. She's here today as well. So if you want to beat her up, please let me know. Yeah. But yeah, it was just a struggle finding. I mean, now the girls these days have laid edges and everything. I'm like, when I was your age,
Nah.
I was not flicking like this.
Yeah, exactly right.
But I feel like what a time to be alive, where we get to see the change and get to be a part of that change as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think when we were presented this opportunity, that's why it resonated so much with us, the whole true to your crew aspect. And, you know, when we did get this opportunity, I did a little bit of research, not gonna lie, because I wasn't getting Nikes until I was earning my own money, because I'm pretty sure I was wearing like Dunlop volleys or some crap, I don't know. But I think just having that whole community feel with the Nike Dunks, and it obviously originating from the whole collective identity from US colleges, I think that resonated so much with us, because Fufu and Tibs is all about community. Yeah. Everything we do is about giving back to our people. Just
spotlighting our community.
Yeah, just having a platform where you feel seen, you feel heard, and I think that's exactly what Nike Dunks as well represent. They're not just shoes. They actually have a story behind them.
Beautiful.
That's true. And I think, actually no, I was going to ask a question, sorry.
What was I going to ask?
Like, what do you think true to your crew, well, Ness has already answered, but like, Mary, what do you think true to your crew means to you?
Just having like a collective that really you can be transparent with and honest with, you can grow with, and they can tell you when you're wrong, when you're right, and you can be your authentic self. I feel like that's having like a true crew and being true to your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, G?
Oh, me. When I think true to your crew, I think us.
Fufu and Tibs?
Yeah, I think us.
Getting emotional.
All right, then. Just because of how we have to work together to produce the podcast. Between the four of us, there are social media managers, there's legal advisors, there are copywriters, accountants, designers, and
Jill of all trades, bro.
Yeah, that's basically what we are. And for us to work together all the time, day in, day out, but most importantly, the bants that we bring. We were saying we struggle to do the podcast, but we would probably be cackling for 5 hours before we even do the podcast.
Yeah. To be honest, the stuff we talk about prior to recording is actually better than the podcast. To be honest.
It's not safe for the podcast.
Yeah. It's not for public viewing, bro.
At all.
Especially Rebecca. Just call her out.
Yeah.
But what about you, Rebecca?
I think definitely, like, going off what Mary said, being around, having people that you can be your authentic self around. You don't have to censor yourself or silence yourself and be your entire being. And I also think that true to your crew is like people that you know will have your back regardless, and it's unconditional love is such a huge part of what makes us feel free to be ourselves. And I think community is a huge part of our culture and a huge part of what makes us continue to like survive in a place where we're a minority. So I think that's what true to your crew means to me.
And I think that's the same with the other campaign slogan we had, is like led by her. I think it's so nice to see like something is bubbling in Australia. There's so many new black-owned businesses and women led. Women are at the forefront of that.
Girl power.
Doing it all, baby.
And when I think of sneaker culture, I'm not a sneakerhead, but I appreciate sneaker culture and what it does for what black culture has done for it as well. And I watch a lot of like complex videos when they go sneaker shopping, and most of them are with men. Like most of them are with men. Like this week, I just saw that Sweetie has done one, and the last one I remember was like Bella Hadid or one of the Hadid.
That was a mess.
And that was a while ago. It wasn't good. And it's
like,
it's hard because I feel like they really try to get women, but they're not women who really are into sneakers at the same time.
So she'll just go and pick Air Force Ones or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And I see one with Lala Anthony, which was pretty good because she had a good understanding. But I feel like having this, it's like it brings us to the conversation in some way. Like we don't have to be sneakerheads, but we can still be part of it. We can still rock it and rock it right and rock it well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely think Led by Her leads into that.
Yeah, and it's great to see a lot of these vendors today being female-led, female-centered. Definitely in tune with the tagline "Led by Her." So
love it.
I'm messing with it. Well, now we're gonna have a little change.
We need to switch it up. We need to switch it up.
Gonna give you guys a little bit of an academic feel, giving you guys a quiz. All right. So the deal is, Vanessa's gonna ask you guys the questions. We're gonna choose from among the audience. Put your hands up like you're back in school, back in class. All right. We'll choose. And if you answer correctly, you got to come on here and collect a little surprise. If you know what I mean.
Surprise.
Little surprise, yeah? Okay, so V, you ready to ask the question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So first question. List the hosts of Fufu and Tibs from oldest to youngest.
Hands up.
Hey, in the
I
red.
saw
In the
this
red?
lady in red.
Yes.
And then I saw that lady with the goggles on.
goggles. This girl's so rude.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So it's starting from,
Oldest to youngest.
so the oldest is Gillian,
Is it?
then Mary Margaret. Oh, sorry, Mary, Vanessa, and Rebecca.
Oh, she got it right.
Nice there,
Hey. Nice one.
Come and stand here.
Stand here to the end, okay? Next question. What year? Are you guys listening?
All right, teacher, relax.
What year did Nike drop their dunk collab with the Wu-Tang Clan?
Oh, we're a bit clueless, are we? No hands up.
Come on, guys.
At
least guess.
Just guess. Rebecca, who have you seen?
All right, just over here. Alrighty. Give your answer, young man.
Was it 2006?
All right.
Thanks for trying, though.
Let's get some females here. Let's see. Or over here. Sorry.
You're supposed to.
1999.
Hey!
Hey, well done.
I think so, yeah. Next question. What sport were the dunks originally designed for?
Oh, why'd you put your hand down?
She's not confident.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Yes. That was an easy one, not gonna lie. All right, next one. In what country, so this one's multiple choice.
City one. City babes.
So in what city did JD Sports open its first store? Birmingham is A. B, London. C, Manchester. You going to the back, Mary, or I see some hands there.
I saw two first. Hey, my friend.
London.
Wrong.
Look him in here. But, oh. Googling.
Where are you going, Mary?
No, they were over there. Sorry.
I can't even see her now.
I know.
Manchester.
That's it.
Oh, sorry.
All right, last question. Another multiple choice one. So, where does the name Nike come from? A, the founder's son. B, a Greek goddess. Or C, the French word for speed.
Oh, let me see. Anyone on the side here? All right.
See? The French word for speed.
No.
Sorry.
Don't be Googling either. Don't be Googling.
Cheater.
Rebecca, go to the right. Go
The
to the
guy
right.
with the kid, he put his hand up.
Which one?
He's
Let
got
me see. Sorry. Which way? All right. Which
Oh,
one?
the guy with either one. Oh.
Puffer jacket?
No, just go. Just pick.
All right. Okay.
She's so overwhelmed.
The Greek goddess.
Correct. Good job, guys. So I think everyone knows by now that they won some dunks.
Thanks, guys. Continue to eat, continue to chill, continue to vibe, and then we'll be back later to
Give away
Hand out the rest.
more.
All right.
Thank
Thank you for listening.